Lots of new LinkedIn features have dropped, but I want to talk about the top 10 that marketers need to know that will impact your strategy for the rest of 2025. G'day everyone, it's Coach Michelle J. Raymond back again for another episode of the podcast where we're going to be looking at all of the features that LinkedIn have updated that you need to know. And honestly, I don't cover all the little bits and pieces. They do so many small changes, but these are the actual ones that will impact your strategy. Now, these 10 are quite interesting because I'm going to say not all of them are great. Some of them give a signpost into the direction that LinkedIn's going. But the number 10 feature that I'm going to talk about is possibly the biggest game changer to LinkedIn that I am super excited about. And I know that podcast hosts always save the best to last, and I'm no different because I want you to stick around because this one, I really hope, gives us some faith in the platform, the direction that it's going, and will really make things more an even playing field. So to save your time, I'm going to give you the 10 features as quick as I can so you can get on to reviewing your strategy and coming up with a plan for the remainder of 2025 and beyond. Let's start with LinkedIn company pages. Now, yes, they are my favorite topic to talk about, but when it comes to new features, we're pretty limited, and this is going to be a very short list. What I've noticed is we really haven't got any real new features that have come through unless you pay for premium. The only one that has popped up is a new analytics which shows how many times your company page has showed up in search appearances. I'm not sure that it's helpful, but it does give us a signpost to say that LinkedIn are trying to move us away from putting our whole value of our efforts on impressions alone. So search appearances, a helpful KPI for some businesses, but if you aren't paying for LinkedIn Premium, I'm not sure that you're going to see too many other options coming through at the moment. If you are paying for LinkedIn Premium, I'd love to hear from you. How are you finding it? Is it making any difference to your business? I know one person out there that is currently a fan. I'm going to go back and do some retesting. LinkedIn are offering me another free trial to come back and give it another crack. So I will do that and do a follow-up episode of the podcast. But for now, the main thing that's a game changer for those of you who have LinkedIn Premium on your page is that you automatically jump to the top of the queue and also are the only ones that can get your company page verified. So if you didn't put in an application beforehand and get verified, lucky for me, I did for the B2B Growth company page. But if you didn't do that, bad news. Your company page can't get verified unless you go through the process. And if you're on the waiting list and didn't get verified, you just got chopped. So unfortunately, again, coming back to pay to play, which is, again, fair. It's a business that LinkedIn's running, not a charity, but this is what we are starting to see as the trend going forward. So for company pages, short and sweet, is your page showing up in search appearances? And for company page verification, they are the two wins that we are seeing in this quarter for company pages. Let's move on to what else I've noticed out there when it comes to verifications. We have got another couple of different ways that you can get verified. I know some of you out there have found the process to get verified on your profile super clunky. It's different around the world depending where you are, but there are different verifications that are also taking place. And I've noticed it when I've been updating LinkedIn profiles for my clients. As I'm adding them to the workplaces in their work experience, it is sending off an email to their work email that they can then grab a code, verify, and then they come up as workplace verified. Did you realize that you can literally right now add yourself to any company in the world, any position in the world, and just literally say whatever you want on your LinkedIn profile? LinkedIn's actually introducing a feature where if you try and add yourself as like a high profile role, so CEO or C-suite at a particular company, it will make you get verified. So go through that email verification process. I love the fact that they're cracking down on this because it really has been a problem. This, I think, is a sign of the times where there's so much fake stuff out there. And I really do applaud LinkedIn for trying to help us out with this. So that is number 3 and number 4. What is the 5th feature I think that you need to know about, or feature change in this case? Yay, collaborative articles have officially died. They will be no more. So cast your mind back, I think it was about 12 months ago when collaborative articles blew up on LinkedIn. We got our little badge for contributing to them. Then we realized actually you don't really have to do that much to get the little badge that said you're amazing on that topic. And then just as quickly, we discovered that what we were actually all doing is training LinkedIn's AI. And there were blow-ups around the world and things got cancelled, especially over in the UK, for privacy and GDPR and all those kind of other fun things that I don't know the full ins and outs, but ultimately it got shut down, but now officially shut down. So goodbye collaborative articles. And I'm not really sad about that, to be honest. They were just a big distraction. So that rounds out our top 5. So after this quick break, let's go into the remaining 5 feature changes that I think that you need to know on LinkedIn. LinkedIn new feature update number 6, they have added a new game. So there's a mini Sudoku that is on LinkedIn now within the app. And if I think about this logically, why is LinkedIn introducing games on a professional platform? You know, honestly, I do scratch my head about this one. But when you think about it, they're really gamifying that experience and wanting you to come back for whatever reason onto the platform and don't lose your streak. So those of you who are competitive, there's a new leaderboard as well. But I've noticed that people don't want to break their streak, so they keep coming back. LinkedIn's whole goal is to have you logging onto the platform regularly and watching more ads. Totally makes sense. Are you on team games on LinkedIn? Like someone out there that loves these things? Like, let me know. What do you love about them? Do you have a favorite game? Yeah, it's just not for me. So if it's for you, I'm all ears. I'm always open-minded to learn new things. But do you find it's the thing that makes you coming back to LinkedIn more than the actual content and networking that supposedly we're doing on the platform? So number 7 is a CapCut integration with LinkedIn. What does that mean? Well, we know LinkedIn is promoting heavily all things video on the platform. They're saying how amazing it is, that numbers are up, that stats are up, and realistically, everybody in B2B should be doing video. Now, I'm not necessarily seeing any of that reflecting in any of my own content or the content that we create on behalf of our company page management clients. And if you don't know what CapCut is, it's a video editing tool that is essentially linked to TikTok, which is, again, interesting. If TikTok disappears out of the US, where does this all kind of land? I like the idea. It shows that LinkedIn are trying to make these things a little easier. They're not going to be creating tools within the LinkedIn platform. Obviously, it's easier to, outsource and have somebody that's already using it. From that perspective, basically what you do all your video editing, the fancy edits that you can do in CapCut, and upload directly from CapCut to LinkedIn. So it just saves you downloading, saving, re-uploading, and makes things a little bit more efficient. Number 8 is all about analytics. And what basically happened is there are third parties out there that are approved to have access to LinkedIn's API. And that's how they create these amazing programs on the outside that then bolt into LinkedIn's user network. They change what's available to these companies as far as LinkedIn profile personal analytics. So in short, it now means tools like Metrical, where I use to schedule all of our content, I'm now getting that feedback loop that says this is the kind of content that is working. I can see my engagement rates. I can see the impressions, all those kind of cool numbers. But ultimately, you can pick what worked, go back and quickly and easily have a look and then repurpose it or give it a new life. Lots of cool different ways that you can do this. You won't notice it if you're not using third-party tools, but for those of us that are using Metrical, personal analytics is great. Disclaimer, you have to create your post in Metrical and then schedule it to LinkedIn. If you upload directly to LinkedIn, unfortunately, at this point in time, the analytics don't feed back. So all of your past content, you can't see it. Number 9 is all about analytics as well. I know, listeners, this is crazy. Michelle J. Raymond is talking about analytics as a great feature coming through. Now, if we have a look at the mood on LinkedIn, I think right now it's pretty somber. I'm not sure people are enjoying LinkedIn's new algorithm shift away from reach, which is the number of impressions that we get, to relevancy, which is our content being shown to the right people and driving real outcomes. Now, until recently, we didn't really have a lot of other KPIs that we could replace things with. So if impressions dropped and we have no other KPIs that actually say, hey, this dropped, but this went up, that's really hard to explain internally to your bosses. And I've had a lot of people going through this right now. It also can be demoralizing as an individual to go, what is going on here? Good news, the latest changes to LinkedIn analytics are that things like, did somebody save your posts? Did they send it to somebody else? Are actions that will now be reported. So you can see, did people like your content enough to save it? I mean, that's cool. If someone saves my content, I'm like high-fiving myself. Or did they repost it or share it with other people in their network? I love that LinkedIn are trying to encourage us to do these kinds of actions. They are showing us that, hey, we took away impressions, we get it, but hey, we want you to focus on things like this and also profile visits. So did you create a post where someone went to your profile and had a look at that? Now, if your profile isn't great and it's been on your to-do list for a long time and it's currently underselling you, don't forget to reach out. You know that's a service that I offer. I will write it for you. Me, Michelle J. Raymond, personally, will work with you to update your profile so that it's optimized for LinkedIn's algorithms and optimized for your visitors. Now we're going to go to a very quick break. And after this, number 10 is the update on LinkedIn that I am most excited about. LinkedIn update number 10 for Q3 in 2025 is one that I honestly, listeners, I am hoping, I am praying, I have everything crossed that this actually pans out for the best. The update is that LinkedIn have announced that they'll be working hard to crack down on engagement pods and AI commenting and all of those automated tools, which I'm on the record on many episodes saying that they're the scourge of LinkedIn right now. This means that if people try and do too much activity and it looks suspicious, then accounts will be shut down potentially. And I love the idea of this. There are a couple of things that maybe I would have done different. LinkedIn, you've got a whole legal team out there. Why don't you go after the companies that offer these services and promote them as tools that are basically approved and they come across like there's nothing wrong? And I'd love to see you go after them. Like, honestly, your legal team came after me just to change my podcast name. Surely it's not that hard to go after these companies that offer these services. If you need some help, I've got a whole bunch of friends that would be very happy to help you out with a list of company names that are currently offering services that break your user agreement and, more importantly to me, can be demoralizing for people on the platform because you wonder, why does that person get so many likes and comments when I don't? Especially when you know your content is better than theirs. That irritates the bejesus out of me. And it's even worse when you reward these pod users with a blue badge and say you're one of LinkedIn's stars. That just literally infuriates me. I'm not going to talk about it anymore. I'm going to sit back and hope that what LinkedIn's doing right now is going to make a huge difference. And if they crack down on AI automated comments and pod users, I think LinkedIn will be a better place for us all. There you have it, listeners. My top 10 LinkedIn features you need to know about as we come into the end of 2025. Are there any in there you're surprised by? I'm always welcoming feedback either in the comments or direct message me over on LinkedIn. And thank you to everybody that has reached out and connected in the last week. It has been so cool to hear from the people that take action after listening to an episode. That is what I'm here for. I appreciate all of you. If you are finding that, yep, the podcast is great, but you want a little bit more one-on-one support, reach out to me. That is exactly the business that I have. B2B Growth Co. is here to support you in any way that you need to understand how to utilize LinkedIn to grow your business. So if that sounds like you, book some time with me through the link that's in the show notes. So until next week, cheers.